Hi again, welcome back. Now in this video we're going to be doing a little bit more work, so it could be a bit longer, and I apologise in advance. I've been trying to keep these short, but this one might get a bit longer. We're actually going to work through 3 pages this time. We're going to be going through the process of adding a new record into our MySQL database, but we're going to be using a web form and PHP. So there are 3 stages that we need to go through, and the first one will be the page where we actually fill out the new name of the category. The second page would be then where we confirm it, and it's very important that you do have a confirmation stage on these websites because you've got to take into account user error. Never underestimate mistakes that people can make. So definitely ask them to confirm. If they do confirm it, then it will go to a third page which will then actually physically run the query that inserts the record into the database. If they choose that they made a mistake at the confirm stage, they can go back to the original add category and make a change to it. Okay, so in my code, and from last time, we already had the add category page ready to go. So down the bottom here, where I've got add new category, I'm just going to remove that paragraph and put a form tag in. And the action of that form, we want it going to the, I'll call it confirm, oh no, hang on a second, how do I want to do this one? I'll go add category confirm.php. The only reason I'm giving it such a long name is I just want to keep the same prefix at the front there so that in my file structure it will actually sit right next to the other add category. And the method that I'm using here is going to be post. So close the form down. It's always a good idea to close down your tags as you go, rather than trying to remember to do it afterwards. Now we're going to need to probably have I'll put a paragraph in there, but we're going to need to put the name. So I'll just put name. And then we're just going to put a little input field. So I'm just going to say input name equals, well actually I think in my database this field is called name. I'll just double check that. If we go into our category table, yes, name. So it doesn't have to match, but it's quite useful when it does. So I'm just going to call my input field name. Now I also will need a submit button, so I just go input type equals submit, and we'll give this one a name as well. Do I need a name? No, actually that's fine. That'll do. So if I just save that and go back out to my browser, if we log in, on my add new category page I now have the name and I can type something in here like so. When I submit that, it is going to go to my add category confirm page, but obviously I haven't created that yet. So my next step would be then to create that. Now it's actually going to be very similar to this page. Remember, I need to have this little bit of code at the start. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to save this page as something. So I'm just going to go save as and go add category confirm. Right. So obviously I'm not going to need the form there. Right. So this page here is going to be receiving the information that's been posted to it. So it's probably not a bad idea though, when you think, and if you understand how post works. Post is a good method for sending information from one page to the next. So on my sitemap, it can send information from this page along here to there. However, once I've confirmed it and I want to go to a third page, that post array has been emptied, so nothing will be sent through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use another type of inbuilt array in PHP, which is the session, much like we're doing with our admin session, and this time we're going to put the name of the category that's been entered into a session, which means that we can carry it back and forwards. If they want to make a change, we can carry it back through there, or if they confirm it, we can carry it through to the enter page. So the first thing I need to do in here is set that session. So I'm going to create a new session. It's going to be called add category, and I'm actually, I'll leave it at that actually, and that equals $_post because that's the array that we're calling it from. And remember, the text field we created was called name. So whatever the user entered is going to be placed inside this session here. Right, down the bottom there in the under the heading, I'm just going to put in the actual thing that they're confirming. So I'll have a message like, is this the, excuse me, you entered, and then we can just echo that. So using PHP we can say echo $session name add category. So that's going to display that, and hopefully that'll confirm it. So let's just save that and double check. Where am I going? Yeah. So if I add a new category, so I'll call it new cat, and submit. There we go, you entered new cat. If I went back and put something like that, it comes through. Great. So we know the information has been pulled across to the next page. So our next step, I guess, is to then, on the next line, give them the opportunity to go back or go through. So I'm just going to say it's correct, maybe I'll put confirm, or go back. And actually I'll have a third option, which is just back to admin panel. So they've got 3 links down the bottom here. Now the easiest one is back to the admin panel, so if they choose to go back there, that's just going to take them to admin.php. So I'll just wrap that in link tags. If they want to go back, that is going to take them back to the add category page. Put that there. And if they confirm it, that's going to go on to a third page which we haven't yet created. So I'm just going to leave that for the time being. And we're just going to look at this going back. Now, if they choose to return to the add category page right now, here, if I go new category, hit submit, if I choose to go back, this has been emptied. So what we need to do is find a way of having this be filled with the information that was sent, that was in the session. So, oops, I need to reopen my add category page. Here we are. And down the bottom here, where is it? You can see the input name equals name. There it is. There. That's our text field. If I just go value equals, and then inside those speech marks, I can just use PHP to echo out our session called add category. Okay, so I'll just save that, and if I put in here new category, there it is, new category, hit submit, and go, oh, no, that's wrong, go back, there it is there, all ready to go. So that means then I can say, oh, you know what, they actually should have just been new cat. So now when I hit submit, there it is there. So that's giving us the ability to go back, make a change, and then come forward again. All right. So our last step then is this confirmation. Oh, actually no, sorry, it's not quite last step. We should just double check something else. If I clicked on back to admin panel and then go back to add new category, you notice this is still pre-filled. Now, if someone's actually gone back to the admin category, they're probably not wanting next time they come here to have this pre-filled. So we should really clear it out. So let's have a look here. Where am I? Back in my code. Oops. Where are we? Trying to think what I'm trying to do here. Right, had a good think about that. What we're going to do is we're just going to send in our link going back. We're just going to put a little message in the get array, and we're just going to say something like update equals true. So in other words, we're going back to update it. or actually it doesn't really matter what you put in there, but I'm going to put update. So on my add category page at the top here, we're just going to go and check is I guess if that's set, so is set get update. We're going to do something. Now if that is not set, so this is the key thing, if it is not set, we can set that session of ours, the add category session, to nothing, almost make it empty. That way when we first come to this page from our admin panel, this is not going to be set, therefore our session is going to be equal to nothing, it's going to be blank, which means the value in the text field initially will also be blank, if that makes any sense at all. So practically what that means is if I go submit, you can see the session has clearly got something in it. But if I come from another page, the session is empty. So again, new cat, if I hit go back, you can see this page is sending the little update equals true in the get array. So this page knows to not blank out the session. Right. Okay. So that leaves us now with our last step, which is the confirmation. Now let's just hit down here. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Hang on. Right. So I need to create the third page. So I am going to go to my add category confirm, and I'm just going to go save as again, and this time I'm going to call it add category, and I'm just going to call it insert, because that's the SQL command that will be running. And just going to remove the content down the bottom of the page there. There you go away. And just have a message that says something along the lines of new category entered, and then I guess we want to just have a link that sends us back to the admin page. Back to the admin panel. Okay, it's just so we've got something on here. But at the top of the page, I guess, is the thing that we need to think about. I'm just going to remove that line there. What we want to do is we want to insert the record into the database. So we're going to run a two-stage thing, one where we work out what the variable is. So I'm going to call this one newcat underscore SQL, and we're going to be inserting into the category table, and I'll just double check it is actually category table. Yeah, it's called category, and we're going to be inserting this name record in there, or field in there. So it's going to be the name, and the values are going to come from, and these are coming through in our session. So I want to concatenate that, or insert it into the query itself. So what I'm going to do is stop that there, concatenate, and then add in our session, our add category session. Then I'll just reconcatenate on and reopen that. Just close the brackets around, and I'm pretty sure that's what I need. So finish off the query and semicolon. A lot of symbols there, I know. And then we'll go new cat query to run it, mysql query. Remember there are two parameters, so db connect I think was our first one, and then the query itself, which is the new cat SQL on the one above. Oops. So that should now insert it. And then the last thing we want to do is we want to unset that session. So I'll unset the add category session just so it's not left out there. Right, so I'll save that. Now just before I run this, just to always sensible to test first, I'm just going to comment out those two lines, and again you don't need to do this, but you might find it helpful. I just want to double check that this is actually going to run the right session, so it's always important to check that stuff. So oh, and actually now that I think about it, we probably don't have that link working on the add confirm page. Oh, we don't either. So there's the confirm link. I better add a bit of code to that. Sorry, I forgot to do that earlier. that's going to go through to add category insert.php, and make sure you close that link off. Right, this time when let's go back. Say I want to insert new cat, submit it. I say, you know what, that's good, confirm it, and according to that it's going to work. It occurs to me now that I didn't actually echo out the command. Hang on, sorry, not having a great day here. I actually want to echo that variable there. That way we can visually see that the session has been added correctly. So right, let's go through this. Add new category, new cat. That's all good, so we confirm it, and at the top you can see there's our query that's going to be run. Insert into category, the field that we're inserting is name, and the values appears to be new cat. Now I think that's going to fail. I don't know if you can guess why. I'll copy this and just run it here in our SQL, and you'll see the error that will come up. This has come up, and this really should be a string, so it needs to have apostrophes around it. So if I run that now, it's going to insert it. So you can see if I browse, there's new cat. So I'll just get rid of that. So what that means in my code is that in here you can see inside the bracket I just need to put an apostrophe there, and then just inside the other bracket there. So that will actually wrap the session, the value of the session, in apostrophes, and we'll insert it nicely. Right, so I can get rid of my echo. I quite like doing that echoing just as a way to test. And we'll activate that code that should now run the query and then clear out the session. So let's head back into here. Right, add new category. I'm going to call this one a new cat. That's fantastic. Oh no, made a mistake. Go back, just check that it all works. Brilliant. We'll submit that. Okay, so when I confirm now, how do I know if it worked? Well, if you come over to my navbar, new cat has now appeared in my navbar, and we can just double check that as well. If I browse my table, there it is, new cat. So now what we have is the ability to add a new record to a database by using a little web form that we've created ourselves. So next time we are going to move on to how we would delete that category, just in case we make a mistake. So I will see you then. Bye bye.